On a stormy Sunday evening, the doorbell rang continuously, the sound reverberating through the peaceful corridors of our home. I had no idea that this unexpected incursion would start a series of events that would challenge the connections of family and love. When the door opened with a creaking sound, I felt disheartened upon seeing my in-laws, their faces showing a mix of disapproval and a sense of privilege. They had always been a difficult presence in my life, but this visit was unique. A chilly breeze followed them into our cozy space, preparing the ground for a storm of feelings that would unfold in the following weeks. My wife, Sarah, and I had always been proud of our tight-knit family, but her parents were intent on breaking down the strong bond we had created. The sense of entitlement coming from them was very noticeable, creating a negative atmosphere in our formerly joyful home. The storm outside reflected the chaos inside, as my in-laws made unreasonable requests, anticipating us to go out of our way to fulfill their every need. What started as a seemingly harmless visit quickly turned into a sequence of events that challenged the strength of our marriage and the endurance of our family relationships. The tension increased when they kept wanting to change our life to fit their desires. From controlling the decoration of our home to commenting on our parenting decisions, their interference was limitless. Every day seemed like a page ripped from a suspenseful book, with a storyline that became more complex as we dealt with the surprising changes. Sarah, feeling split between her allegiance to me and her commitment to her parents, found herself trapped in a tangle of conflicting emotions. I could perceive the difficulty in her eyes, a quiet request for comprehension and assistance. Together, we encountered a persistent storm of entitlement that endangered the unity of our family. As time passed, secrets were revealed, intensifying the existing conflict. Without our knowledge, my in-laws had secret intentions that were more than just family-related. They were driven by a craving for authority and influence, casting a shadow of doubt and suspicion over our existence. Amid all this confusion, feelings were intense, and the tension peaked. Could our family endure the difficult situation, or would the strong feelings of entitlement be too challenging for the close connections we cherished? Only time will show the real power of our love and the strength of our dedication to each other. As I tell this tale, I welcome you to come along with me on an exploration of the ups and downs of family life, where love is challenged, relationships are tested, and the real essence of resilience is revealed. Weeks passed and turned into months. However, the storm brewing within the walls of our home did not show any indications of calming down. The strong emotional impact was noticeable, leading to an ongoing environment of tension that stayed like a dense cloud. I took comfort in the help of friends and the understanding look of my own parents, who, even if far away, offered support in the troubled waters of family conflict. As the story developed, new information came to light that made the storyline more intricate. It became clear that my in-laws had not fully realized the extent of our bond. Together, Sarah and I stood strong, presenting a united front against the storm of manipulation and dishonesty. Our dedication to each other grew stronger, showing that love could endure even the most difficult challenges. However, the tension kept increasing as we discovered the reasons for their acts. Secret motives and ongoing family issues became apparent, darkening the formerly harmonious atmosphere of our relationships. We were concerned about whether we could safely navigate through these dangerous seas, which made us feel anxious every day. In the midst of the confusion, surprising friends appeared. Friends who had seen our difficulties provided support and were willing to listen. Their constant support was a source of hope during difficult times, reassuring us that we were not alone in our fight against entitlement. Together, we built a strong defense, committed to protecting our family from the harmful influences present. As we faced the issues directly, the story unexpectedly changed direction. A crucial moment came when Sarah, empowered by a newfound strength, addressed her parents about the true nature of their incursion. Feelings overflowed, and deep-seated resentments were revealed. The conflict acted as a therapeutic release, providing clarity to a situation surrounded by misunderstanding. Afterwards, a change took place. The storm that once seemed likely to break up our family now led to a feeling of rejuvenation. My in-laws, faced with the results of their conduct, started to rethink their priorities. the healing process began, and connections that were previously damaged were cautiously reconstructed. As the last part of this turbulent story played out, the outcome was not a fairy tale conclusion, but rather a result of significant personal development and comprehension. Our family came out marked, but more powerful. The connections challenged by privilege, now strengthened by the toughness developed during difficult times. Thus, the tale of demanding in-laws showcased the importance of love, the resilience of family, and the unyielding spirit that can endure challenges. As we finished this chapter, we took with us the knowledge gained, permanently transformed by an experience that had altered the core of our existence. After the confrontation, a noticeable change happened in the dynamics of our household. The atmosphere, previously tense, started to ease, allowing for open communication and sincere reflection. My relatives, faced with the results of their acts, started a process of learning more about themselves and developing. The process was tedious and difficult, but the seeds of change had been planted. The weeks that came after were characterized by a careful hopefulness. Limits were set, and expectations were adjusted to match the ideals we cherished. Sarah's connection with her parents changed, moving from a situation of conflict to a journey of shared comprehension. As a family, we all participated in the process of healing, creating an atmosphere where forgiveness and empathy could develop. The tension that previously held our lives tightly started to fade away, replaced with a new feeling of steadiness. The marks from previous experiences, although still noticeable, acted as cues of the strength that let us endure difficult times. Our tale turned into a story of redemption, showing that even the most difficult relationships might discover a way to reconcile. While we dealt with the consequences, I kept recording our progress on my YouTube channel. The feedback from viewers was very strong, with many sharing their own stories of family difficulties and successes. It turned into a shared space for understanding and common experiences, strengthening the idea that challenges within families were a common part of being human. The end of our story was not celebrated loudly, but instead recognized quietly for the progress we had made. Our family, before divided by entitlement, had become stronger, its base strengthened by the lessons acquired during the turbulent periods of our life. Ultimately, the privileged in-laws became a crucial aspect of our story, influencing us in ways we had not expected. The story demonstrated how resilience can bring about change, the significance of establishing limits, and the ability for forgiveness within the complex network of family connections. Thinking back on our adventure, I couldn't help but be amazed by the unpredictable way life unfolds and the stories it creates. Our story, albeit filled with difficulties, had become a source of hope for individuals dealing with their own family troubles. It emphasized the idea that regardless of how severe the storm was, there was always the possibility of a brighter, more optimistic future. With the chapter with in-laws now closed, we entered the next stage of our life, feeling stronger, more knowledgeable, and deeply grateful for the lasting strength of love. As we entered the next stage of our life, the memories of our challenging journey remained present, serving as a consistent reminder of the strength that had characterized our family. The YouTube community that had joined us in our challenges kept providing support and motivation, transforming our tale into a source of inspiration for others dealing with their own complicated family situations. Over time, the injuries from the past slowly healed, resulting in scars that reflected a tale of endurance and development. Our family get-togethers, formerly marked by stress, suddenly resounded with laughter and sincere bonding. The process of restoring trust was continuing, but each significant point indicated progress in the overall development of our relationships. After our experiences, Sarah and I started promoting open communication and establishing healthy boundaries between families. We exchanged our thoughts through interviews, podcasts, and writings, with the goal of offering advice to individuals dealing with similar difficulties. The platform we created on YouTube turned become a community center, encouraging conversation and empathy among those dealing with the intricacies of family relationships. After the dust cleared, we were thankful for the inner strength that challenges had helped us develop. Our tale, formerly filled with mystery and doubt, had transformed into a story of success in the face of challenges. The entitled in-laws, who were earlier seen as enemies, ended up being the cause of significant personal and family development. Life kept progressing, bringing forth new chances and obstacles. The knowledge gained from our journey influenced the way we handled relationships and managed the complex interactions inside our family. Our dedication to one another, strengthened by the challenges we had experienced, served as proof of the lasting strength of love and determination. As the latter part of our story played out, we felt content with the past, thankful for the lessons it had taught us. Our YouTube channel, previously a record of challenges, now functioned as a source of motivation and encouragement for those starting their own paths of recovery and change. Ultimately, our narrative was not solely focused on demanding in-laws. It was a timeless story of conquering obstacles, discovering resilience in vulnerability, and coming out of difficult times with a richer comprehension of the complex network of familial connections. As we progressed, we brought along the knowledge acquired from our experiences, a source of hope for anyone willing to face their own family challenges. As we explored the unknown chapters, our story evolved into something new, characterized by development, strength, and a mutual dedication to promoting beneficial change. The YouTube channel that used to document our challenges has now transformed into a place for success stories, where people from various backgrounds may discover comfort, motivation, and a feeling of belonging. The comments section was filled with appreciation and shared stories, forming a digital environment where viewers helped each other with the difficulties of family life. It was evident that our trip, with all its unexpected events, had connected with many others dealing with their own family challenges. The entitled in-laws, who had first caused problems for us, unintentionally sparked a wider discussion on the intricacies of family relationships. Embracing this new sense of purpose, Sarah and I worked together with therapists, psychologists, and experts in family relationships to develop materials for those looking for advice. Webinars, workshops, and joint initiatives were created with the goal of helping people navigate the complex world of family relationships. We aimed to encourage understanding and empathy, removing the obstacles that frequently hindered the formation of good, functional families. As we explored this goal, our own family continued to thrive. The marks from previous experiences turned into symbols of pride, serving as reminders of the resilience that came from facing challenges. Sarah's connection with her parents went through a significant change, as they also started a process of self-exploration and recovery. The YouTube channel, previously focused on personal challenges, changed into a tribute to strength. The in-laws, who felt they deserved special treatment, are now distant memories from our past. They were a strong reminder that difficult relationships can sometimes lead to great changes. Our story, formerly filled with suspense and uncertainty, now shines with the warmth of mutual development and comprehension. Within the vast complexity of life, our narrative exemplified the strength of storytelling as a means of bonding, recovery, and highlighting our common humanity. The knowledge we gained was not limited to our own experiences, but also influenced others who found motivation and encouragement in our story. With every film posted and every story told, we moved ahead, exploring the unknown road of a future influenced by resilience, empathy, and the strong idea that every family, no matter how challenged, might transform into a source of strength and assistance. Our journey, previously marked by demanding in-laws, had evolved beyond its beginnings, becoming a symbol of hope for those navigating the intricate and wonderful fabric of family life. As our journey progressed, the impact of our narrative kept expanding, reaching parts of the world we never expected. The YouTube community has developed into a worldwide support system, linking individuals from many backgrounds who have a similar experience of family-related difficulties. We received many notes of thanks, stories of personal success, and words of support from people who were inspired by our experiences. Embracing this new feeling of purpose, we broadened our reach outside the digital world. Sarah and I started supporting mental health, family counseling, and open communication in communities. We worked with groups dedicated to promoting healthy family connections, utilizing our platform to elevate the voices advocating for positive change. Our tale unexpectedly gained a momentum of its own. Going beyond the limits of a YouTube channel, we were asked to speak at conferences, write for books about resilience, and join efforts aimed at stopping the pattern of dysfunctional family relationships. The in-laws, who felt they had a right to certain privileges, had unintentionally sparked a process of change and recovery. The end of our story was not characterized by a stunning peak, but by a slow change, a gradual transformation that reflected the healing journey within our family. The scars stayed as evidence of the challenges we encountered, but they no longer determined who we were. Instead, they turned into signs of power, symbols of the ability to thrive in challenging situations. Our path had completed a full cycle, from the troubling storm caused by demanding in-laws to the peace that followed, where the light of comprehension and forgiveness brought warmth to our lives. Sarah's relationship with her parents, formerly difficult, developed into a complex bond based on mutual respect and acknowledgement of each other's imperfections. As we thought about our experiences, we noticed the complex relationship between pain and personal development. Our tale was not only about dealing with entitled in-laws, it was a demonstration of how embracing obstacles, seeking understanding, and building resilience in tough times can lead to transformation. And thus, with a heart filled with thankfulness and a spirit lifted by a new sense of direction, we ended the chapter on our story. The YouTube channel, now a source of inspiration for those dealing with family challenges, continued to provide guidance on the journey to healing and understanding. Our trip was not only ours, it had turned into a shared story of success, a message that, with kindness and determination, any family could transform its narrative into one of power, togetherness, and lasting affection.